What up though, y'all? It's Chris. Let me change the angle of this a little bit so that you guys are seeing me and not the glare from the sun. But I appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run getting things done. It's a wonderful morning in the city of Detroit. Red Wings on the road. They were having a winning streak, and we've been enjoying some solid hockey again. Detroit on the hood, of course. I waited to get this hoodie, y'all, because for the longest time I wanted a Red Wings hoodie that had Detroit on the hood, like my Pistons, Tigers, and Lions one, and they just didn't have one. And then it came across this one finally, so I had to get it. This one has got Detroit on the sleeve too. I don't know if you can really tell there, but yeah, we having a good time in the city of Detroit right now. We don't look like we about to get any championships from anybody right now, but all our teams have been playing better, so we'll take that. We'll take that for now. But sports, a masculine thing, right? We love sports. Men typically love sports. There are some exceptions, of course, but sports overall have pretty much become synonymous with masculinity. I mean, there's many other things, but I don't think it's deniable that sports, competition, these things are universally known as being masculine things. Now, why am I bringing this up? Let me turn this off for a second. I seen that Vance sat down. He was doing an interview. It was a friendly interview. And he was talking about masculinity being under attack. And these were sentiments that I agree with, that I touched on myself previously in other videos about strong, proud men. It seems like the lunatic leftists want men like that to go away. It's just overall been just war on strong leaders, competent men that are self-assured, are confident. Basically, the very type of men that are responsible for building civilization, that are responsible for building everything. Without proud, strong men, we don't even have an infrastructure of this world. Yet we live in a world today, at least here in America, because they don't play this silly progressive nonsense in other places. We live in a country nowadays where being a man, being strong, being proud, you were shamed for it. Hey, listen, you were shamed for being straight. Like, that's how crazy it was getting. Without straight people, none of us exist. But we were getting further and further in upside down world to where being straight was something that they wanted you to be feel some sort of way about, be ashamed about, and hide. If you were talking all the rainbow nonsense, if you were, you guys know what I'm talking about. You could be as weird of a degenerate loser as you want to be, but be a proud straight male and you're problematic. Fortunately, that time it's going away. We have leadership in office that is not only masculine but pushes for masculinity. Masculinity is not toxic. That is very harmful rhetoric. You wouldn't ever tell a girl that femininity is toxic, and there are toxic women, plenty of them, but you would never ever tell a woman that being feminine is somehow a bad thing. But then again, with these radical leftists, especially the feminists, yeah, they probably, the ones that want to be men so bad, they probably would say that. But it categorically wasn't being vilified. They may have had their issues with it, but it categorically was not being vilified. Masculinity was categorically being vilified. And I don't know how that's supposed to work, because if you have boys, how do you not see that as being harmful? Do you not realize what you're doing to your boys when you're teaching them that everything that they are is bad and they should be ashamed of it. I mean, keep in mind, the not so tolerant left, because they want to preach tolerance and inclusion, but they really don't. Their version of tolerance and inclusion only includes, it includes everybody except straight people, pretty much. But you have a group that preaches tolerance and inclusion while very frankly, very clear and obviously discriminating against a certain group, and that is straight people, particularly straight males, because they don't hate straight women as much as they do straight men. And if you're a straight white man, they really hated you then. Like, really, if you're a straight white man, geez, I don't know what it is about the radical left that they hate you so much, including the liberal white women. You're white yourself. Why do you hate white men so much? That's just crazy to me. I don't advocate for hating anybody. I don't advocate for identity politics, none of that stuff. That's why I can't relate to all of the leftist nonsense. But I will stand 10 toes down on the fact that masculinity is not toxic. Masculinity is necessary. They talk smack about Donald Trump because he's masculine. They say that he makes jokes because, okay, masculine dudes do make jokes. Sometimes they're funny and land, sometimes they don't, sometimes they're inappropriate, sometimes they aren't. But whatever, we all joke around, but it's only a problem when it's a straight man making. There's exceptions for everybody except when you're a straight man. And Donald Trump happens to be a straight white man, so you know they hate him double time. Masculine, straight, white, powerful, rich. He's like, he's a right-wing smoothie of everything that they hate. But I've noticed something, and this is from listening to the panel on CNN when they like to talk about him. They talk about him insulting people and it being childish. And that's really interesting because when he insults people, which he does, he insults people absolutely. I'm here for it. The mean tweets. Listen, during them years when he was off of Twitter not doing mean tweets, I ain't gonna hold you up. Twitter, I largely got off of there because it just wasn't as fun anymore. I never was on there hardcore anyway, but it was amusing to see the mean tweets. He still kind of does them on his platform, and people share a screenshot of them on X. But it's not the same. But when he insults somebody, why is it childish? But if you have one of the leftist women, particularly a black woman, she's being strong, she's being brave. Why is that? So the president of the United States, a powerful man, he makes insults, and he, this is beneath him. He's acting childish. He's, behaving like a high schooler, yada yada yada. But when ultra ghetto Jasmine Crockett, when she gets up there and she's neck rolling, head bobbing, and saying her nonsense, she's strong and brave. How is that possible? How is that possible? I mean, if insults are childish, insults are childish. They can't be okay for one and not the other. The only difference here is that the one on the other side that's doing the insults is a straight man, a masculine man. So this is what I mean. Masculinity is under attack. They want masculine men to shut up, be quiet, and get behind the women. That goes double for the black community. I can't tell you, if you're a conservative black man and you're vocal about it, you, like myself, probably got a bunch of pushback, and it was mostly from black women. The black women wanted so bad for the men to shut up and get behind them. And black men have done that before. And look where that's gotten us. Women being the leaders of our community has nearly ruined us. The days, if we just look back to our grandfather's generation, where the men were proud, strong, they were the leaders of their households, they were the leaders and the pillars of their communities. It was nothing like it is now. Things being the way that they are now, drastically different between our grandfather's generation and our generation now. The reason why stuff is fucked up the way that it is because the men took a backseat to the women. And that's something that we're going to have to correct. And the women don't like it. But listen, black women, I love y'all. I love y'all to death. I do. I love black women. I came from a black woman. I've got black sisters, black aunties, and that. So I love black women. This isn't a black man that is self-hating or whatever. Black women, y'all are the ones that are going to have to shut up and get in line. You really are, because that's the natural order of things. And you can say this is old school or sexist and misogynist. It's not. It's really not. It's just simply the natural order of things. When things ran that way before, things worked. We were better for it. Black women were married at a 80% rate, the highest of any group. And now you skip forward to now, and black women are married at a 26% rate, because the women are not desirable. And it's not about looks. It's about attitude. It's about doing things backwards, about the promiscuous behavior. You're showing everything on IG. If I jump on IG right now and start scrolling, I'm immediately going to start seeing TNA in my feed. And even though that's pleasant to look at, that is just that. No one's going to be vetting you to be their woman, or and certainly not their wife, if everything that they have to pay to see, you just sharing it online for anybody to see for free. So I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. Masculinity is making a comeback. Those of you that don't like it, you better buckle up. It's about to be a long 4 years for you. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.